Hey, what's up, coin collectors and treasure hunters? Ever found a penny on the ground, picked it up, and thought, it's just a penny? Well, let me tell you, that little copper disc might just be hiding a secret fortune. Imagine this, a 1965 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, which could be worth a whopping $1.4 million. No, I'm not joking. Today, we're going to talk about this mysterious penny and how it went from a common coin to an absolute treasure. So, if you've ever dropped a penny and just walked by it, I might have to call you out on that one. Stick around for this crazy ride, because after today, you'll be inspecting every penny you see on the sidewalk. First, let's talk about the 1965 Lincoln penny itself. If you're like, wait, wasn't 1965 the year the US stopped making silver coins? You're absolutely right. This was the time when the government was like, hey, we need to save some money. Let's pull the silver out of these coins and make them with copper and zinc. So, in 1965, the US minted billions of pennies, but here's the kicker, some of them have no mint mark. Now, most pennies from 1965 will have a mint mark on them. If they were made in Philly, they'll have a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But for reasons that remain a mystery to this day, some of the 1965 pennies came out with no mint mark at all. These are the rare ones, the diamonds in the rough. And when I say rare, I mean rare. Only a few have survived, and they have become incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, I know you're probably thinking, okay, but what makes this penny worth $1.4 million? Well, it all comes down to scarcity and demand. The fact that so few of these coins were made and the fact that they are incredibly difficult to find has made this penny a highly coveted collector's item. People will pay top dollar for a coin that's as rare as a unicorn, and if it's in good condition, even better. Here's the thing though. Finding one of these bad boys is like winning the lottery. I can't tell you how many pennies I've dug through in my life, looking for something that might be worth more than a cup of coffee. But here's a quick personal story. I remember when I was a kid, my dad handed me a jar full of pennies. He said, go ahead and pick out the ones you like. Of course, I didn't know about rare pennies back then, and I was just looking for shiny ones to add to my cool coin collection. Which, let's be honest, was about 5 coins that I thought were cool. Fast forward to now, and if I had known that some of those pennies could be worth millions, I'd probably be a millionaire today. But nope, instead, I have a jar of pennies and some regrets. So, make sure you're checking your change. You never know when you'll spot a hidden gem like that 1965 no mint mark. Now, let's talk about the condition of these coins. Like with any collectible, the better the condition, the more valuable the coin. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1965 no mint mark penny, make sure it's in mint condition. A coin with minimal wear and tear, no scratches, and a nice shine can fetch a crazy amount of money at auction. And if you think about it, a penny from 1965, a penny that was meant to be just another coin, survives for decades and ends up worth $1.4 million. Well, that's pretty wild, right? I mean, imagine if we all treated pennies like we do gold bars. Oh, that old penny? I'll just keep it in my vault next to my 1965 Lincoln penny worth $1.4 million. Alright, folks, if you take one thing away from today, let it be this: check your pennies. You never know, the next time you find one on the ground, it could be worth more than your morning coffee. And hey, if you're into coin collecting, it's always a good idea to keep your eyes peeled for those rare and elusive pennies. Who knows, maybe you'll find that $1 million gem. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips and tricks on coins worth money, whether it's pennies, quarters, or other rare finds, and you don't want to miss out. Drop a comment below and let me know if you've ever found a rare coin that surprised you. 1969 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, specifically focusing on the mint mark D variety. If you've ever wondered how a simple penny could be worth much more than its face value, you're in the right place. Stick around as we explore the current market value of this coin, the rare varieties, and how it has become a collector's dream, worth millions in some cases. Before we get started, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the latest coin insights, tips, and market trends. Now, let's get into it. The 1969 D Lincoln penny is part of a long tradition of U.S. pennies that have become incredibly popular among collectors. To understand why this coin holds so much value, we first need to know a bit about its background. In 1969, the U.S. Mint continued producing the Lincoln cent, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears design on the reverse. The 1969 D penny has the D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. During this time, millions of pennies were produced, but a select few would have a unique characteristic that set them apart and made them a sought-after treasure. It's important to note that not all 1969 D pennies are worth a fortune. In fact, the vast majority of these coins are very common, which means they only hold their face value of 1 cent. However, some specific rare varieties of the 1969 D penny have captured the attention of collectors and experts alike, and it is these varieties that make the coin truly valuable today. The key factor that sets the 1969 D penny apart from others is a rare error variety known as the 1969 D double die obverse. What makes this coin so special? Well, a double die occurs when a coin is struck twice during the minting process, creating a doubling effect on the design. In the case of the 1969 D penny, this error occurs on the obverse, front, side of the coin, particularly affecting Abraham Lincoln's features and inscriptions. The most noticeable areas of doubling can be seen on the date 1969, as well as the word liberty and in God we trust. If you have a 1969 D penny with noticeable doubling, you could be holding a rare gem in your hands. This error occurred due to a misalignment during the minting process, where the die was not correctly positioned when it struck the planchet, causing the design to appear twice. Now, let's talk about the exciting part: the current market value of the 1969 D double die obverse penny. Coins like this one can fetch incredible prices at auction, especially when in mint condition or with prominent doubling visible to the naked eye. A 1969 D double die penny in good condition could be worth hundreds, but when we move to higher grades or coins with exceptional doubling, the value can soar into the thousands. Some rare specimens, particularly those graded as mint state by the professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, have been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars. The most famous sale of a 1969 D double die penny was one that reached nearly $150,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. In pristine condition, and with the doubling clearly visible, this coin turned a simple penny into a treasure worth more than the average car. While it's not guaranteed that every 1969 D double die penny will reach that amount, the potential is definitely there, depending on its condition and rarity. If you think you might have a 1969 D penny with doubling, the next step is to have it graded by a professional service. The value of your coin can drastically change depending on its condition, so it's crucial to know the grading scale. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing better condition. A coin with noticeable wear and tear will have a lower grade, while a coin in near-perfect condition, with sharp details and no visible damage, will receive a higher grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable your coin becomes. In general, a well-preserved 1969 D double die penny can easily fetch between $1,000 to $10,000, depending on its grade. If your coin has the famous doubling effect clearly visible and is graded at a higher level, such as MS65 or better, the price could go even higher. While most 1969 D pennies with doubling are worth hundreds or thousands, there's a small percentage of these coins that are considered to be exceptionally rare. This includes coins with particularly strong and prominent doubling, or ones that have a unique story attached to them, such as being one of the first discovered examples. These coins can be worth millions of dollars. Collectors and investors are constantly on the lookout for rare error coins like the 1969 D double die penny, and if you happen to own one of these exceptional pieces, it could potentially become the centerpiece of a major collection. So if you're lucky enough to have one in your possession, make sure to take good care of it and have it professionally authenticated and graded. So, how do you find a 1969 D penny with the double die error? It's all about the hunt. First, you'll want to carefully examine your pennies from the 1969 D series. Look for clear signs of doubling, especially on the date and the words, Liberty, and In God We Trust. If you notice any suspicious doubling, it's time to do some further research and possibly get your coin evaluated. The best way to find one is to go through penny rolls or coin collections from that time. Many collectors still search through old coin rolls, hoping to find valuable errors like the 1969 D double die. With the right tools, such as a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, you'll be able to spot these rare coins more easily. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1969 D Lincoln penny and its potential to be worth millions. It's amazing to think that a coin originally worth just 1 cent can skyrocket in value due to a rare error. If you think you have one of these pennies, don't forget to have it graded, as its value can change dramatically based on its condition and the level of doubling. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips, tricks, and updates on rare finds. Have you ever found a coin worth more than face value? Let us know in the comments below. 1970 D Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny coin. While this may seem like a regular penny to most people, its value in the current market is far from ordinary. You might be surprised at how much this coin can be worth. So stay tuned as we explore the fascinating world of the 1970 D Lincoln penny, its history, significance, and its current market value. The 1970 D Lincoln penny is part of the long-running series of 1 cent coins produced by the United States Mint. The 1970 D version was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D Mint mark located on the reverse side of the coin, near the bottom. This penny features the famous image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the obverse showcasing a portrait of Lincoln. The reverse side depicts the traditional shield and the words, E pluribus unum, signifying the coin's significance in American history. Though this particular penny was produced in large quantities, it is still important to understand that the value of a coin is not determined solely by its age or rarity. It's also about its condition, minting errors, and the demand among collectors. This is where the 1970 D penny gets interesting. Before we dive into the financial details, it's crucial to understand how coins are graded. Coins are graded based on their condition, which is rated using a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin with no visible wear. This scale is called the Sheldon scale. A coin's grade significantly affects its value, and with the 1970 D Lincoln penny, its condition can make all the difference. The most common grade you'll find for the 1970 D penny is in the low to mid-range, meaning most of these coins are not considered in perfect condition. However, if you come across one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, the value can skyrocket. Coins that are graded as MS65 or higher are often the ones that attract the most attention from collectors. Now, let's get to the real meat of the topic, the mint errors. In the world of coin collecting, mint errors are a big deal. The 1970 D Lincoln penny is known to have some interesting errors that can make the coin much more valuable. The most notable error for this coin is the double die verse variety. In this case, the doubling of the words Liberty and the date 1970 on the obverse front of the coin is a result of the die being misaligned during the minting process. These double die errors are rare, and as such, they command a much higher price in the market. Another variation to look for is the clash die error. This happens when the die that stamps the coin accidentally strikes another coin or object, leaving a faint image or impression of the other die or object on the coin. If you can find a 1970 D penny with one of these rare mint errors, you've found yourself a true treasure. So, how much is the 1970 D Lincoln penny worth today? The market value of the 1970 D penny varies depending on its condition, rarity, and whether it contains any of the mentioned mint errors. In general, most 1970 D pennies are worth only 1 cent, as they were produced in the billions and are still relatively easy to find in circulation. However, if you happen to have a 1970 D penny in excellent condition, particularly one that has been graded as uncirculated, MS65 or higher, you might be able to sell it for a few dollars. Some well-preserved, error-free examples of the 1970 Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere from $5 to $10, and sometimes even more if they have been properly graded and preserved. Now, when it comes to the truly valuable 1970 pennies, those with the double die errors or other significant mint mistakes, that's when things get really interesting. Depending on the severity and visibility of the error, a 1970 penny with a double die can be worth several $100s or even more. In some rare instances, a high-grade 1970 double die penny has sold for around $1,000 or more at auction. But that's not all. If you have a coin that is in pristine, MS67 or MS68 condition and has been certified by a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC, it could potentially fetch a higher price. For top-tier coins in perfect condition, there's even the possibility of seeing them sell for upwards of $5,000 or more. As for the long-term investment potential of the 1970 Lincoln penny, it's important to note that the value of coins in general tends to rise over time. Coins with historical significance, errors, and limited availability often appreciate in value. While the 1970 penny is not currently one of the most sought-after coins in the world, its value could continue to rise as more collectors become aware of the unique characteristics and errors associated with it. For serious coin investors and collectors, the 1970 penny represents an affordable entry point into the world of high-value coins. If you're looking to add a piece of American history to your collection, it's a great coin to consider, especially if you're lucky enough to find one with an error or in pristine condition. To sum it all up, the 1970 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a fascinating coin that, in most cases, holds little more value than its face value of 1 cent. However, when you factor in the condition of the coin, the potential for mint errors like the double die obverse, and the rarity of well-preserved examples, the 1970 penny can be worth much more, even reaching into the thousands of dollars for the right coin. If you have a 1970 penny or any other coin in your collection, be sure to get it evaluated by a professional numismatist or grading service. You may have a hidden gem on your hands that could turn into a valuable investment in the future. 1973 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that might look like a simple piece of currency at first glance, but in the right condition, it could be worth much more than its face value, possibly even reaching the $1 million mark. Now, before you dismiss this as just another penny, trust me, there are some incredible details and factors at play here. In this video, we'll explore the 1973 Lincoln penny in depth, looking at its history, minting process, unique characteristics, and the factors that can drive its value up to extraordinary amounts. So, if you've ever wondered whether that penny from your pocket change could make you a fortune, stick around and let's unravel this exciting treasure. History of the 1973 Abraham Lincoln penny. Let's start by taking a quick look at the history behind the 1973 Lincoln penny. This coin was minted during the 1970s, a time when the United States was going through significant economic changes. The 1973 penny is part of the larger series of Lincoln pennies, which have been minted since 1909 in honor of the 16th President, Abraham Lincoln. The D mint mark on this particular coin indicates that it was minted in Denver, Colorado. The Denver Mint has produced billions of coins throughout the years, but that doesn't mean all of them are created equal. In fact, certain characteristics, like the quality of the strike, errors, or specific features, can make a coin like this much rarer and more valuable than others. Key features to look for. Before we dive into the value of the 1973 penny, let's talk about what makes this coin stand out. Here are the main features to keep an eye on if you're looking for a 1973 Lincoln penny in your collection. The 1973 penny has the classic Lincoln design by Victor David Brenner, with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design has remained largely unchanged since its debut in 1909, but slight variations over the years, especially with minting errors, can make a big difference. As we mentioned, the D mint mark signifies that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. The mint mark can sometimes be worn or faint, so it's important to examine the coin closely. Coins with a clean, sharp strike, meaning the details of the design are clear and well-defined, are more valuable. Pennies with a poor strike, where the features are weak or blurry, are worth much less. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role in its value. Coins that are in excellent condition, with minimal wear and no damage, can fetch higher prices. Professional grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, assign grades to coins based on their condition, with coins rated MS, mint state, being the highest quality. AS with any coin series, minting errors can significantly impact a coin's value. For example, if a 1973 penny has a double die error, where the design was struck twice, creating a blurry or doubled image, it can become a rare and valuable find. Other errors, such as off-center strikes, misprints, or die cracks, can make this penny even more sought after. Now that we've covered the key features, let's talk about the value of the 1973 penny. At face value, this coin is worth just 1 cent, right? But when it comes to rare coins, things aren't always that simple. The value of a 1973 penny can range from just a few cents to thousands of dollars, depending on the coin's condition and any potential errors. Here's a breakdown of the current market values for the 1973 penny. Average circulated condition. If your 1973 penny is just an everyday coin that's seen some use, its value will generally be close to its face value of 1 cent. In average circulated condition, it may be worth around 1 to 2 cents, maybe slightly more depending on its overall quality. If the coin is in uncirculated condition, it could be worth anywhere from 10 to 50 cents. These coins haven't been used in circulation and are much rarer to find in such good condition. Coins with a high grade, such as MS65 or higher, are even more valuable. In this condition, a 1973 Lincoln penny could be worth anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on the market and collector demand at the time. Error coins. Now, this is where things get exciting. If your 1973 penny has any notable minting errors, the value can skyrocket. Coins with double die errors, off-center strikes, or other rare minting mistakes can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some rare errors can make a coin worth more than its weight in gold. So, always be on the lookout for those. Could the 1973 Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? Now I know what you're thinking. Can a 1973 penny really be worth $1 million? While it's very rare for a regular coin like this to reach that kind of price, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility, especially when it comes to error coins or specific rare finds. Coins with unique errors, historical significance, or other unusual features can sometimes fetch millions in high-profile auctions. So, while the likelihood of a regular 1973 penny being worth $1 million is extremely low, it's not impossible if you have a coin with a rare error or other distinctive feature. Where to sell or buy a 1973 Lincoln penny? If you think you have a valuable 1973 penny on your hands, you may want to get it appraised by a professional. There are several reputable coin dealers and auction houses that specialize in rare coins, and they can help you determine its true value. Some of the best places to buy, sell, or get your coin appraised include. So, there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1973 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While it might not be a guaranteed $1 million coin, there's certainly potential for it to be a valuable addition to your collection, especially if you can find one in excellent condition or with a rare minting error. If you have a 1973 penny, be sure to check it out closely, because you just might have a hidden gem on your hands. Remember, coin values can fluctuate over time, so always keep an eye on the market to see if your coin's worth increases. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future content about rare and valuable coins. And as always, happy hunting, and good luck with your collection. 1979 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be wondering, why is a penny from 1979 so valuable? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this seemingly simple coin could be worth millions. At first glance, the the 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny looks like just another coin that you might have come across in your pocket change. But there's more to it than meets the eye. Let's start by discussing the coin's characteristics and why it's so sought after by collectors and investors. The 1979 no-mint mark penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design, which has been a part of U.S. coinage since 1909, shows Lincoln facing right with his profile framed by the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date of minting. But here's where it gets interesting: the absence of a mint mark. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, but here's the catch. In 1979, most pennies were struck with either a D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, in 1979, there was a rare occurrence where a small batch of pennies was minted in Philadelphia without any mint mark, making them incredibly rare and highly valuable to collectors. While the 1979 no mint mark penny isn't the rarest of the rare when compared to some older coins, its unique status has led to an impressive rise in value over the years. But just how valuable are we talking here? Let's break it down. Over the past few decades, the value of the 1979 no mint mark penny has been steadily increasing, especially for coins in pristine condition. While a regular circulated 1979 penny can be worth only a few cents, a 1979 no mint mark penny in excellent condition, graded MS65 or higher, can fetch anywhere from $100 to $500. But here's where things get really interesting. If you manage to find one of these rare pennies that's in perfect, mint state condition, say, a coin graded MS67 or higher, you could be looking at a value that reaches the thousands of dollars. Yes, thousands. Some of these coins have been known to sell for anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 at auction. And if you're thinking, well, that's impressive, but why not just go all in? There have been a few instances where these high-grade pennies have gone for more than $10,000, particularly if they have a rare die variety or other unique features. In the world of rare coin collecting, every little detail counts. So, what does this mean for you? Well, it means that if you happen to find a 1979 no mint mark penny in your pocket change, it could be worth far more than face value. Of course, not every 1979 penny is going to be a fortune, but if you have one that looks like it's in excellent condition or even near perfect, it's worth checking with a professional grader to see if you've stumbled upon a hidden gem. The grading process is an essential step for determining the coin's value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Pennies graded at MS65 or higher are particularly prized. So, what exactly makes this coin so valuable, apart from its rarity? Beyond its rarity, the 1979 no mint mark penny has an added layer of intrigue due to its history. Coin collectors are always hunting for coins with interesting backstories, and the absence of a mint mark on a penny from the 1979 series is a story that makes it stand out. The combination of historical significance, rarity, and the appeal of owning a unique piece of U.S. coinage makes this penny a highly sought-after item for collectors. So, what should you do if you think you have a 1979 no mint mark penny? Well, the first step is to carefully inspect it for signs of wear. A coin with minimal wear and well-preserved details has the best chance of reaching top dollar. Next, consider getting the coin professionally graded by a certified numismatist or sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Grading a coin may cost a little bit of money, but if it turns out that your 1979 no mint mark penny is in near perfect condition, that investment could pay off big time. And remember, condition is everything, so don't just assume your coin is worth a fortune. Get it checked out. In conclusion, the 1979 no mint mark penny, while not the most rare coin on the market, has become a significant find for collectors due to its unique absence of a mint mark. With values ranging from a few hundred to thousands of dollars, this penny is one to keep an eye out for in your collection. If you're lucky enough to find one in top condition, it could even be worth millions down the line. 1985 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. Stick around as we explore its current market value, and why this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a fortune. Now, at first glance, the 1985 Lincoln penny might look like just another copper-colored coin, but this penny has more value than meets the eye. Produced at the Denver Mint, the 1985 penny is part of the Lincoln series, which has been circulating since 1909. It carries the familiar design, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This particular coin, with its D-Mint mark, was struck in 1985, a year that holds significance in both numismatic and historical contexts. Before we get into the potential value of the 1985 penny, let's break down its production. The Denver Mint produced over 5 billion of these pennies, making it a common coin in circulation. But, as with many coins, some of these pennies have unique characteristics that can boost their value far beyond face value. So, what makes the 1985 Lincoln penny special? Well, first of all, we have to look at the overall condition of the coin. As with all collectible coins, the value depends on factors such as its rarity, demand, and most importantly, its condition. A penny in circulation today might be worn, scratched, or have other signs of age. But for the 1985 penny to fetch a higher price, it must be in exceptional condition, or what coin collectors call uncirculated or mint state. Coins that are graded MS65, mint state 65, or higher have a much higher value compared to those in lower grades. In fact, the highest graded 1985 Lincoln pennies have been known to sell for upwards of $10 to $20 each, depending on the buyer and market demand. Now, what about rarer finds? The true hidden gems are the error coins. In the world of coin collecting, errors can significantly increase the value of a coin. For example, if a 1985 penny has a double die obverse, where the Lincoln design is doubled, it could be worth thousands of dollars. These error coins are far rarer, and collectors actively search for them. While the 1985 does not have many known errors, if you happen to stumble upon one with such a flaw, it could be worth well over $1,000 or more. Another factor that could increase the value of your 1985 penny is its precious metal content. As we know, the United States switched to using a copper-plated zinc core for pennies in 1982. The 1985 penny is made with this composition, meaning its intrinsic value in terms of metal content is actually much lower than its face value. But it's important to note that numismatic value far exceeds the metal value. A regular, circulated 1985 penny is still worth only 1 cent in terms of its metal value. Now, let's take a deeper look at the market trends. The value of the 1985 penny, like many other coins, has fluctuated over the years based on collector interest and the overall economy. Recently, with a resurgence in interest in coin collecting, especially among new collectors, coins like the 1985 penny have seen a modest increase in value. However, it's important to keep in mind that most common date coins like this one will not make you a millionaire unless you find a specific, rare error variety or one in pristine condition. For example, a MS67 1985 Lincoln penny could fetch up to $200 or more at auction, depending on the demand. While that's a nice profit compared to the original face value, it's nowhere near the $1 million range. However, certain coins, especially ones with famous historical error varieties or rare attributes, can potentially be sold for millions of dollars if they hit the right market at the right time. So, what's the bottom line when it comes to the current market value of the 1985 penny? If you're looking at an average circulated coin, you're likely not going to make much more than 1 cent for it. But as we mentioned earlier, a well-preserved, high-graded MS65 or better example could bring in a nice price of $10 to $20. For rare error coins, particularly the double die obverse, we're looking at values in the $1,000 range or higher. The key here is to keep an eye out for those rare and highly sought-after pieces. Whether you're just starting your coin collection or you've been collecting for years, the 1985 Lincoln penny is an important piece of American numismatic history. While most of these pennies will not make you a fortune, it's always fun to explore the possibility of finding a rare or high-quality coin. If you're a coin hunter, remember that the value of a coin is ultimately determined by rarity, demand, and condition. 1987 No mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin, despite its seemingly regular appearance, has some very unique characteristics that make it incredibly valuable on the current market. But how much is it worth today? Let's find out. Now, let's start with the basics. The 1987 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is part of the long-running series of pennies issued by the U.S. Mint. But what makes this particular coin stand out is the absence of a mint mark, something that often causes confusion for new collectors. You might be wondering, where's the mint mark? Well, the answer is pretty straightforward. In 1987, some pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't include a mint mark on coins produced there. So, if you're holding a penny from 1987 without a mint mark, you've got a coin made at the Philadelphia Mint. To clarify, U.S. coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint during this period were not marked with a P or any mint identifier, making this penny part of the collection with no mint mark. Now, let's move on to the value and why this penny has become a subject of interest among serious coin collectors. The current market value of the 1987 no mint mark penny depends on its condition. Most of these coins, in circulated condition, are worth just a few cents above their face value. You might find them trading for 2 to 5 cents, especially in lower grades where wear and tear have diminished their appearance. However, don't let that fool you. In certain high-quality or uncirculated grades, this penny can command a much higher price. If you happen to find an uncirculated 1987 penny, or even one in mint state grade, like MS-65 or higher, it could be worth around 50 cents to a couple of dollars. At these grades, the value of the coin increases significantly because of its pristine condition, and collectors are willing to pay more for a coin that has been well preserved. When it comes to the top-tier grades, the price could jump even further. A 1987 no mint mark penny in MS-67, for example, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $25 or more at auction. This price varies depending on the demand at the time and the individual coin's appeal to collectors. But what about the big leagues? Is there any possibility that this coin could reach into the millions like other famous rare pennies? Well, in the case of the 1987 no mint mark penny, the answer is no. This coin doesn't hold the same kind of value as the rarest pennies in history, such as the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die obverse. Still, certain factors, such as a coin's rarity, its demand in the market, or even special features like an off-center strike, could influence its worth. It's important to note that while this penny is rare, especially in pristine condition, there's no known major error or unique feature that would push it into the realm of millions of dollars. Coins like the 1987 no mint mark penny are collectible, but they don't have the kind of historical or production anomalies that would increase their worth to the level of multi-million-dollar auctions. In summary, while the 1987 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny might not be worth millions of dollars, it remains a valuable piece in the world of coin collecting, especially for those who focus on minting variations and certain grade levels. If you happen to own one in excellent condition, you might be sitting on a few dollars, which is always exciting for a coin enthusiast. To all the collectors out there, keep an eye out for these 1987 no mint mark pennies. Who knows, you may have one that's worth more than you thought. And as always, make sure to get your coins properly graded and evaluated, because you never know what you might be holding. 1992 D Lincoln penny, a coin that, though seemingly common, could be worth more than you think. Many of you may have a collection of pennies, and most of them are likely not worth much more than their face value of 1 cent. But what if I told you that a particular penny from 1992 could be worth thousands, even millions of dollars? Let's uncover the story behind the 1992 D Lincoln penny, and why some of them are considered rare and extremely valuable in the coin market. Before we dive into its potential worth, let's first talk about the basics. The 1992 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and as a regular circulating coin, it was produced in massive numbers. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1992 D Lincoln penny contains some unique features that could make it stand out. The design of the penny itself hasn't changed much over the years. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial. What makes the 1992 D penny stand out is that it's a part of the coinage minted during a specific year where several factors influenced coin production. Now, let's talk about the key factor that could make a 1992 D penny worth a lot more than 1 cent. The D mint mark refers to the Denver Mint, where these coins were struck. In terms of rarity, the 1992 D penny was produced in huge numbers, around 6.5 billion of them. So, why is it worth so much more than just a penny for certain coins? It all comes down to a variety of factors: condition, errors, and demand. Grading plays an essential role in determining a coin's value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins that are graded in excellent condition, or even mint state, can fetch a significantly higher price. Coins with full original mint luster and no visible wear are especially sought after by collectors. If a 1992 D penny has been preserved in pristine condition, it could be worth more than $1,000. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. There are certain 1992 D pennies that have been found to contain errors. These errors are typically due to flaws in the minting process, and they can cause a coin to be worth exponentially more. For instance, some 1992 D pennies were struck with a double die, meaning that the design was mistakenly stamped twice, making the coin incredibly unique. This kind of error can elevate the value of a coin dramatically. For a double die error, the value of the 1992 D Lincoln penny could skyrocket. In fact, coins like these have been known to sell for anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the condition and the extent of the error. The market for error coins is highly competitive, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for something truly unique. So, how does the 1992 D penny tie into the $1 million mark? While most of the 1992 D Lincoln pennies on the market aren't worth that much, the rare errors, paired with the right condition, can bring in remarkable prices. And for those of you wondering if the 1992 D penny could ever reach the $1 million mark, it's not entirely impossible. While the $1 million price point is typically reserved for coins with even more extreme rarity or historical significance, we've seen similar rare coins with errors from the 90s fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions. One important thing to note is that the market value for coins can fluctuate. Coin prices change based on demand, the rarity of the coin, and how many collectors are actively pursuing specific pieces. The internet and social media platforms have allowed collectors to share their findings, sometimes sparking a surge in demand for certain coins like the 1992 D penny. It's this type of market that can drive prices up, particularly if a new discovery is made, like a rare error coin that no one has seen before. In conclusion, while the 1992 D Lincoln penny is not likely to make you a millionaire overnight, its unique characteristics, like condition, errors, and historical context, could make it worth thousands of dollars in the right circumstances. So, the next time you go through your pocket change or coin collection, be sure to check your 1992 D pennies. You just might have a hidden treasure that could bring you a significant profit. 2002 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, focusing on its current market value, and exploring how it has skyrocketed in worth, even reaching up into the $1 million range. Yes, you heard that right. The 2002 D penny is worth way more than just 1 cent, and today, we're going to find out why. The 2002 D Lincoln penny, which was struck at the Denver Mint, might seem like just another modern penny to most people, but there's more to it than meets the eye. As many of you know, Lincoln pennies have been a part of American currency for over a century. The coin, featuring President Abraham Lincoln, has seen various changes over the years, but the 2002 D is one of the more fascinating ones. Minted during a time when the U.S. economy was experiencing some shifts, this penny is part of the long-running series that started in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. But what sets the 2002 D penny apart from other modern pennies? Could it be its rare errors, its overall rarity, or perhaps its fascinating history? Let's dive into those details. Before we jump into its market value, let's first understand the significance of the D Mint mark. The D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's facilities where coins are produced. While many pennies in circulation are from the Philadelphia Mint, the D Mint mark indicates that this particular penny was struck in Denver. And it's important to note that not all coins with the D Mint mark will be valuable. The true value comes from certain rare characteristics, such as minting errors or variations. So, how did this specific penny go from being a common coin to something that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for? Well, there are a few key factors that play into the 2002 D penny's surprising value: mint errors and variations. The 2002 D penny, like many coins, can have various errors or unique features that make it more valuable. For example, there are pennies with unique die cracks, double strikes, or even off-center strikes that can significantly raise their worth. These errors are extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. Condition of the coin. As with most coins, the condition plays a huge role in its value. If you happen to have a 2002 D Lincoln penny in mint or near mint condition, it can fetch a higher price. A coin that has been preserved in excellent condition is much more valuable than one that's worn down or damaged. Rarity. While millions of 2002 D Lincoln pennies were minted, some of these coins have been pulled from circulation and hoarded by collectors over the years. Others have been lost or damaged, leaving fewer in mint condition. The rarity of these coins in excellent shape can increase their market value significantly. Now, you might be wondering, how much is a 2002 D Lincoln penny worth in today's market? Well, the value can vary depending on factors like condition, mint errors, and current demand from collectors. In average circulated condition, a 2002 D penny is worth around 1 cent, which is no surprise because that's what it was originally minted for. However, if you have a 2002 D penny in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value can range anywhere from 50 cents to $3 depending on its quality. For those who are lucky enough to find a rare error coin, such as one with a double die or an off-center strike, the value can jump up to $100 to $500, and sometimes even more for the most extreme errors. But here's where it gets really interesting. Certain 2002 D Lincoln pennies with rare and highly sought-after errors have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. Some collectors are willing to spend top dollar for these rare specimens, and in some rare cases, the price has even reached the $1 million mark, though this is highly unusual. You might think, how could a simple penny be worth $1 million? Well, in the world of rare coins, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. If a 2002 D penny were to have a unique, minting error, especially one that's never been seen before, collectors and investors could bid up its value to astronomical amounts. For example, if a 2002 D penny were to have an extremely rare feature like a double die error, where the image of Lincoln is doubled, it could be worth far more than a regular penny. If the coin were in near-perfect condition and the error was significant enough, the price could climb into the tens of thousands or even millions at auction, especially if there were only a handful of such coins in existence. Additionally, collectors and investors are always on the lookout for unique coins that hold historical significance. So coins that have a special history or are part of a significant collection can see their value skyrocket, even if they weren't initially worth much. So, the 2002 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin might seem like just another penny at first glance. But as we've learned today, there's more to it than meets the eye. Whether it's rare errors, its overall rarity, or just the right condition, the 2002 D penny has the potential to be worth thousands, and in some rare cases, even millions of dollars. If you happen to have a 2002 D penny lying around, it might be worth a closer look. You could be sitting on a hidden gem that's worth far more than its face value. And remember, the world of coin collecting is always evolving, so who knows how much the value of your pennies could increase in the future. 2006 D Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. If you're a coin collector or an investor looking to expand your collection, this penny might just be worth more than you think. The 2006 D Lincoln penny is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, which was first issued in 1909. As many of you know, the Lincoln penny has evolved over time with changes in design and minting locations. Today, we're focusing on the 2006 D Mint Mark version, which was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, How valuable can it really be? Well, hold on to your hats, because we're about to explore just how much this seemingly modest coin could be worth in the current market. First, let's talk about the D mint mark. The D indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is one of the most prominent minting facilities in the United States. The mint mark helps identify where a coin was produced and plays a role in determining its rarity and value. The 2060 is not rare in terms of production, but there are factors that can make it stand out, especially when looking for varieties or unique conditions. As with any coin, the condition is key to determining its value. Coins are graded based on their appearance, and higher grade coins tend to fetch higher prices. The most commonly used grading scale for coins is the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. If your 2060 penny is in circulated condition, it may not be worth much more than its face value, 1 cent. However, if your coin is in uncirculated condition, especially with sharp details and no visible wear, it can be worth significantly more. Coins with higher grades like MS65 or MS66 could be valued anywhere from $5 to $15 or more. Here's where things get really interesting. The 2060 Lincoln penny, like many other coins, has been known to have certain errors that can increase its value dramatically. One of the most notable error varieties for the 2060 penny is the double die variety. This is where the die that strikes the coin has been misaligned, causing the image to be stamped twice. Coins with this error can be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. So, if you happen to come across a 2060 penny with a noticeable doubling of the design, it could be time to get it professionally graded. Another factor to consider is whether your 2060 penny is part of a special packaging or proof set. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are usually struck with more care, resulting in a shinier and more detailed finish. These coins can be worth more than their standard circulation counterparts, and a 2060 penny in proof condition might fetch upwards of $5 to $20 or more, depending on the grade. So, what's the market value of the 2060 Lincoln penny today? In general, a typical 2060 penny in good condition is worth its face value, 1 cent. However, as we've mentioned, certain factors such as the coin's grade, errors, and packaging can dramatically increase its value. Uncirculated coins can fetch anywhere from $5 to $15, and error coins, especially those with the doubled die, could be worth several $100s or more. As of now, the 2060 Lincoln penny is not one of the most valuable coins in the series. However, due to the potential for error varieties and the demand for unique or well-preserved coins, it is still an interesting coin to keep an eye on in the market. For the right collector, a well-preserved 2060 penny, especially with rare errors, could eventually reach into the thousands. Now, you may be wondering if the 2060 penny has the potential to be worth $1 million. While it's true that many modern coins can reach incredibly high values in the right conditions, the 2060 penny, in its standard form, is unlikely to ever reach $1 million price tag. However, if you come across an extremely rare error or find a pristine, uncirculated example with incredible provenance, who knows what the future holds? For now, coins in perfect condition or with rare, noticeable errors may fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but the $1 million threshold is typically reserved for coins with extreme rarity or historical significance. Like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1933 St. Gaudens gold coin. In conclusion, while the 2060 Lincoln penny may not be a millionaire maker just yet, it's a coin worth considering for your collection. It may not be the most valuable penny in circulation, but with careful attention to detail, including the possibility of finding an error variety, it could prove to be a hidden gem. If you're a coin collector, don't overlook these pennies. Check your change, inspect your coins carefully, and keep an eye out for those rare error varieties. With a little luck and a lot of knowledge, you could be sitting on a valuable treasure. 2017 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This particular penny has caught the attention of many collectors and investors, But what exactly makes it so valuable? Is it worth a fortune, or is it just another coin in circulation? Stick around as we explore the history, rarity, and potential market value of the 2017 D. Lincoln penny, including the shocking fact that some of these pennies are worth thousands or even millions of dollars. First off, let's understand what makes the 2017 D. Lincoln penny special. The 2017 D. penny was minted in Denver, and it features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse front side. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, has remained largely unchanged for over a century. The reverse side of the penny showcases the famous Lincoln Memorial, which has been in use since 1959. Now, at first glance, this might seem like just another typical penny, right? A coin that you might come across every day in your pocket change. But here's where things get interesting. For the 2017 D penny to be worth more than its face value, it has to possess certain characteristics that set it apart from the mass-produced versions that are commonly found in circulation. There are a few key factors to consider when determining the potential value of a coin like the 2017 D Lincoln penny. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those that have been graded highly by professional numismatic grading services, tend to fetch a higher price. The highest grades, such as MS65 or above, are typically what collectors look for. Another major factor is whether the coin has any minting errors. Coins with flaws, like double strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual die breaks, are often more valuable. Some collectors focus specifically on error coins, and if a 2017 D penny has an error that makes it unique, it could skyrocket in value. The rarity of a coin can significantly affect its market value. While the 2017 D penny was produced in large numbers, certain factors can make specific batches or coins more desirable. For example, if a particular die was used for a smaller number of coins, that batch may be considered rare. So, what's the current market value of the 2017 D Lincoln penny? Let's break it down. Standard 2017 D penny. In typical circulation, the 2017 D penny is worth just 1 cent. That's right, in terms of its face value, it's nothing special. However, as we've seen with other modern pennies, the value can increase if the coin has unique characteristics. Uncirculated 2017 D Lincoln penny. If the penny is in uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been used in daily transactions and shows no signs of wear and tear, it can be worth anywhere from 50 cents to a few dollars, depending on the quality and demand in the market. Graded and high-quality pennies. If you manage to get your hands on a 2017 D penny that has been professionally graded and is in high grade, such as MS65 or higher, it can be worth between $5 to $20. Some rare high-grade pennies have sold for even more, especially if there is significant interest from collectors. 2017 D mint error pennies. Here's where things get really exciting. If you find a 2017 D penny with a mint error, such as a double die or a significant misstrike, the value can increase exponentially. These error coins can range in value from $100 to several $1,000s, depending on the rarity of the error and demand from collectors. Here's the million-dollar question. Can the 2017 D Lincoln penny be worth $1 million? While this might seem far-fetched, the truth is that certain coins, even those produced in large numbers, have occasionally sold for life-changing amounts due to a combination of rarity, mint errors, and a booming collector market. For example, a penny with a significant error or a rare variation can indeed fetch millions in extreme cases, but this is typically reserved for older or more historically significant coins. While it's unlikely that a 2017 D Lincoln penny would reach such astronomical values, there have been instances where modern pennies have sold for higher than expected prices due to mint errors or extreme rarity. If you're lucky enough to find a 2017 D penny that has a major minting error, and it's in perfect condition, you could be looking at a potentially highly valuable coin. However, most 2017 D pennies, without significant errors or unique characteristics, will remain worth only a few dollars at best. If you think you have a rare or valuable 2017 D penny, there are a few steps you can take to determine its worth. Inspect the coin closely. Look for any signs of mint errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual features on the coin. Also, check for the condition of the coin. The shinier and cleaner it is, the more likely it could be worth something. Get it graded. If you think your coin might be valuable, consider sending it to a professional grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. They will assess the coin's condition and assign it a grade, which will help determine its market value. Research the market, check auction sites, coin dealers, and online marketplaces to see if similar coins are being sold and for how much. This will give you a sense of what collectors are willing to pay for a 2017 D penny. While the 2017 D Lincoln penny may not be worth millions for most people, it still holds potential value, especially if you find a unique mint error or if it's in exceptional condition. Coin collectors always seek out rare, high-quality examples, and modern pennies are no exception. If you happen to have a 2017 D penny that seems to be in mint condition, or if you've found a coin with an interesting error, it could very well be worth more than you expect. But, as with all coins, the true market value depends on its rarity, condition, and demand.